Imagine an island with 2,000 inhabitants. This is Baru, Gilbert Islands, Kiribati, a rural region consisting of one high school, poorly connected to its community. Only 30% of secondary school educators are qualified in Kiribati, and this includes Ariti, a 49-year-old teacher. This percentage dramatically shrinks for rural regions. Alarmingly, she will be forced into retirement at age 50, diminishing the already small labour pool. This mandate retirement age becomes a major contributing factor to turnover rates for educators in rural regions. Other factors include loneliness of teachers, limited internet access, limited access to resources. There are many teachers like this one described, and more rural schools, 6 to be exact. This is Kiribati. A 2017 statistic found a massive 82% of students who started Year 9 did not make it to Year 13. This percentage includes boys more than girls and disabled students more than their peers. There are approximately 18,000 students to be taught across the region, so there is an urgency to decrease the turnover of teachers and increase retention of students post Year 9. So the questions are, how do we elevate the standard of teaching in rural areas of Kiribati to attain a consistent quality of national education? And what is the best way to reduce the turnover rate of teachers? We propose an offline regional teaching program which employs the knowledge and experience of retired teachers.
We present a self-contained offline library of resources stored and distributed on a USB flash drive. This library will be organized into modules containing content in both video and audio format. It will include training for teachers on teaching styles, as well as curriculum content. Local retired qualified teachers will be recruited as volunteers and deployed into rural schools to assess gaps in methods and content. In conjunction with the Ministry of Education, they will create the first annual release of the library, which will then be posted to a teacher or rural advocate located within each rural region. Rural advocates will facilitate a line of communication between rural schools and the Ministry of Education. They will assess the progress of teachers before, during, and after using the modules. They will also be used to support training in the use of these resources at regular group gatherings of educators. These resources will be updated annually. As telecommunication services to the outer islands improve, our solution can be extended to include more points of online communication, mentorship opportunities, and web-based teaching content. In connecting the teachers across Kiribati, the consistency of teaching quality will improve and close the gap of disadvantage between teachers in rural and urban communities. Over time, we hope to encourage families and students to stay in their islands of origin, preventing further overcrowding in densely populated urban regions. This is a scalable solution that begins offline and extends offline.
These are the elements of our solution that we believe sets it apart. It is offline. Although telecommunications infrastructure development is underway in Kiribati, we recognize that internet-based delivery is not a current possibility for the outer islands. By implementing an offline model in the short term, real action can be taken sooner. It draws upon an untapped knowledge pool. By engaging the teachers who have been forced to retire, we're tapping into invaluable experiences. This facilitates the passing on of vital knowledge to the current generation of teachers. It embraces culturally meaningful learning styles. The audio and video format of the resources reduces reliance on reading as a method of teaching. This recognizes and respects the Kiribati tradition of passing knowledge on orally. Thus, techniques like stage performance will be included as a culturally significant and familiar method. It strengthens community. As teachers gather in regional areas and foster a network of social support, we hope to reduce the sense of isolation currently experienced by rural teachers. It is versatile. Modules can be tailored to address notable issues within the education system in rural Kiribati. Topics of interest include the retention of male students, children with disabilities, and developing English proficiency. And finally, it's scalable. The offline model is a starting point and can be extended to include online platforms and resources once the infrastructure is available.
This is a scalable solution that begins offline and extends online. As the telecommunications infrastructure of Kiribati improves, we believe in communication integration as a key to increasing the capacity of teachers, institutions, and reinforcing the cultural structure of Kiribati.